On to another match report for Blood Bowl as my Van Galastek Violators took on Jasper's Middenheim Maulers, the final of the three heavy hitter top teams of the league to face off against, and so far damages, but not my pride, have been okay. Facing the very skilled and upgraded human team, we also played in his fantastic stadium. There's a short on my channel to see, have a little look at his stadium. And though no Dwarfs were present to watch the game, it feels like for some reason we are banned from some good honest cheering on the team. It must be the thing with the blunderbuss. Not to mention his gorgeous Imperial Nobility team, which he plays as regular humans by the way. But off we went and both teams gathered on the line of scrimmage and the violence began. The Violators immediately started forcing the line open, but the raging trainwreck failed to accept a quick pass throw from numbers. That one time he seemingly managed to throw an accurate pass. But we also put the first blitzer into the KO box, so that did count for something. Both teams kept pushing forth and back on the line, the ogre being a force to be reckoned with. But as we put another human in the KO box, we managed to struggle the big guy to the floor, only to have the raging trainwreck fail to pick up the ball once again. Still holding back the human push on the line, the other flank saw them come through and go after the ball. The raging trainwreck was smacked on his behind thanks to his thick skull, but unfortunately one of the stabas fixed was badly hurt, having to sit out the rest of the game. The humans broke through and put the 1-0 on the scoreboard. Both teams returned to the line of scrimmage for the kickoff for the second drive. And duly they got a perfect defense on the kickoff table, resulting in the advantage of the line suddenly being totally taken away. Nevertheless, the Violators started pushing in their typical brutal and aggressive style, and as numbers picked up the ball again, started looking for an opening. Both lines faced off, but on the flank a small opening was starting to form, while the KO box of the humans started filling up, as well as them suffering badly hurt. Soon the ogre joined his teammates, making that little box very crammed though. Realizing it was now or never, the Violators shifted all their weight to the left flank, out to break through the line of humans, and after numbers threw a pass which the raging trainwreck managed to actually catch, the Bull Centaur rushed off in the hopes of putting the equalizer on the board in the final turn of the half. But alas, those pesky humans dodged almost as good as an elf, and managed to take down the Bull Centaur. Even with the others following up, they still managed to get out of the box, throw a pass over half the field, catch it, and score the 2-0 on the beat of the halftime buzzer. With our chance to stay in the game gone now, we readied ourselves for the second half and throwing all subtlety out of the window lined up, all bar one of his players returning from the KO as well of course. The line starts moving, but it is instead the hobgoblins who take the brunt, one being KO'd and one being badly hurt, which was unfortunately numbers, my only more or less capable hobgoblin for picking up an actual ball. This actually led to a numerical advantage on one flank for the human team, but soon we managed to get more players to the side to restore the balance a little. And then somehow one of his players managed to sneak out of the brawl, set off to score, none of my players able to reach him anymore. So the 3-0 came onto the scoreboard after a true slugfest in the center. Setting up once again, the only thing left for me to do was make good my promise to last week's opponent to put as many down as possible for leveling the league teams at the top. And we soon managed to isolate the big ogre with my armored blockers. He went down and one big foul was set up on the bloke, which failed due to the one time a hobgoblin was caught out by my biased ref, who could do nothing else than send him off. But one of the hobgoblins had managed to obtain the ball and set off towards the end zone, and yet another completed pass from one of the greenskins. He is caught up however by one of the catchers, so I need to make at least one dodge roll. I opted for a fool on the ogre first to try and get the beast out of the way, but again was caught out and the second lineman was sent off. This caused a turnover, my poor hobgoblin as such was taken down with the ball, but the good thing is that the big guy was seriously injured. The boxes were seriously filled now with knocked out and injured players in a very brutal game. The humans managed to switch the ball over to the other flank and his blitzer set off to make yet another goal, and it would be yet again in his final turn. But out of the rerolls, he failed his rush this time. Crashing to the end zone, ball and all as the game came to a close. At least I did my job and put down 4 of the humans, although only the ogre will miss next match. While my pride might be injured, I came through the top team encounter with only a hobgoblin, the dude, having suffered a -1 armor value, and my team actually boosted in players as I didn't have to replace anyone. After the addition of a bull centaur a few games ago, I now purchased a minotaur, and this actually causes me to, probably briefly, have the highest team value in the league now and barely holding on to the 8th place. This will probably end next Friday, but heck, now the league starts in earnest for the Violators, as they can begin facing teams not heavily outmatching them on the acquired skills, and the next opponent will be in a few weeks another human team. Sorry for them, but it is time to start climbing up in the qualifying, and they will be my victim as a result. Did you like the Chaos Dwarf content in this video and want to know more about Chaos Dwarfs? Then check out the Chaos Dwarf online forum by scanning the QR code you now see on screen.